Okay, case number 4. Court has one foreign account in Dubai in the amount of AED 36,731 in July of 2017. The exchange rate is 0.2722. In August, he decides to move his money to Canada. Therefore, he now has Canadian dollars 12,843 in the Canadian account at the end of 2017. And the Canadian exchange rate is 0.7784. Does Court have an FBAR filing requirement? Well, of course he does. The aggregate of both accounts is 19,994. Now, this is kind of one of those trick questions, right? So he has the same amount of money, but it's exchanged in two different currencies, AED and Canadian dollar. And the money's the same. It's not like he has two accounts opened at the same time. He moved from Dubai, he went to Canada, and he just moved his money with him, right? Well, unfortunately, because he had a max value of 36,731 AED before he left Dubai, well, he has to report that account, at least for the year 2017. But because he closed it, he likely won't have to for 2018. Then, because he has 12,843 Canadian dollars in that account, even though it's the same money, he still reports both accounts, and the maximum value of both of those accounts is $19,994. Now, the next best question. Does Court have an 8938 filing requirement? And the short answer is no. He's nowhere even close to the threshold. And I didn't even give you whether or not he was married filing joint, married filing separate, head of household. I didn't tell you what his filing status was because, frankly, in this case, it just doesn't matter. He didn't even get close to that, what we would call in accounting, the floor. He didn't even get close to the $50,000, which is basically like the minimum threshold. Case 5. Ricardito is a U.S. citizen who is married and living in the United States. He has one foreign account in Poland in the amount of PLN 35,603, and the exchange rate is 0.2808. He also has stocks in Poland worth 373 PLN. 373,000 PLN on the last day of 2017. Now, this is going to require a little bit of exchange, so I'll give you some time to think about an exchange his foreign account and his foreign assets being the stocks. So I'll give you about 30 seconds here to exchange that. All right. So now that you have the answer, you've exchanged it. Does Ricardito have an FBAR filing requirement? No. So this was one of those cases that was really close to the $10,000 threshold, right? And because of his stocks were not considered a foreign financial account. And so that does not come into play here. Only his one foreign account in the amount of $35,603. Which exchanges to $9,997. So no foreign bank account filing requirement. Next, does Ricardito have an 8938 filing requirement? And the answer is yes. The filing threshold is $100,000 on the last day of the tax year for a U.S. citizen living inside the United States, and he had $104,652 in stocks. So yes, he and his spouse do have a filing requirement for the 8938. Okay, now here's the next question. Is Ricardito required to file or report his foreign account and the stocks on his 8938? We didn't really go over this in the presentation, and so I thought this would be a good opportunity to make a little bit of clarity on this. And the answer is yes. So foreign accounts are considered foreign assets but foreign stocks are not considered foreign accounts. So foreign stocks do not go on the FBAR, but foreign accounts and foreign stocks do go on the 8938. Hopefully that's a little more clear in your mind. Last case. So Lincoln is married and lives in the U.S. Virgin Islands and has an account in the U.S. Virgin Islands in the amount of $390,000 US dollars. Okay, this is going to be another one of those that's right on the cusp of being on the threshold. Does he have an FBAR filing requirement? Yes, because residents of U.S. territories are subject to FBAR filing. Next one. Does Lincoln have an 8938 filing requirement? We'll give you a little bit of time to think about it. No. Lincoln is a specified individual living outside the U.S. for purposes of filing 8938. Therefore, his filing threshold as a married individual is $400,000. Okay. Now, you might have to go back through this presentation or go to the IRS website and make sure that these thresholds are very distinct in your mind. But once you've gone through this process, 10 or so times, those thresholds basically become, memorized in the back of your mind. So I want to thank you for joining for this presentation today, and hope that you do well in filing FBARs and 8938s, either for yourself or for your clients. So here at the end of our presentation, we just have a few of these helpful links for you, web links and resources that you can use to basically go through this presentation and basically make sure that you're aware of this website that the IRS offers, and you can find any new updates hopefully at this website. And so here's the web link. If you need it, jot it down, save it, bookmark it in your web browser. This is a great place to go. And this actually gives good comparisons between the 8938 and the FBAR. So once again, just want to thank you for joining this course, and I wish you the best of luck in your practices.
Perfect. Thanks, Paul. We appreciate you taking the time. We know you're busy, and we appreciate you taking the course with us today. Hope that you learned something new. We have additional courses we hope you'll check out with Canopy. We offer a ton of free courses that are technical in nature, and this was a very introductory course, but we've got some that are very advanced, going through tax resolution and other tax items. So we hope you'll check those out if you haven't already. Also, make sure you check out the Canopy community. This is a great topic where if you forget or you want to discuss with other people or good case studies, and Paul has even made his way over there. If you want to get a hold of us, you can also email us, visit us at canopytax.com. We appreciate you taking the time, and we'll look forward to seeing you on a future course.